A few years ago, we invested everything in a non-profit that we called Operation Sealife. Due to a few medical issues, we had to take a step back. But we are back again with a vengeance and doing it all again from scratch. So we've sold everything, we bought a retired Coast Guard vessel, we got our original seaplane back, and we are dedicated to making this a success. Come along on our journey as we achieve all of our goals of making Operation Sealife known around the world, to protector of our oceans and the sea life therein. I know that together we can make a difference.
On our way down to see the seaplane. We haven't seen it in how many years?
Like 3-4 years. So I am so excited I can't even tell you. It's been literally, when we had to get rid of it, that was probably one of the saddest days that we ever had, because it just was the true point that we knew everything we had going on was shutting down. It was stopping. It was failing. And that's a horrible feeling, and we were getting rid of something that we loved, but at that point in our life it was just necessary because of everything that Jack was going through with his back. We just didn't have a choice. So, luckily we were able to sell it to a friend of ours who we knew that...
Well, when I sold it to him, I sold it to him very reasonable, and I told him, along with the sale price, I get first option to purchase this aircraft back if he ever decides to sell it. Well, he didn't really want to sell the plane, but once I contacted him and told him, look man, I want to get Operation Sealife back up and going, and he said, well, I haven't done much with the plane, and I bought this helicopter, and I need this certain amount of money to finish the helicopter. And so I just said, look, how about I pay you what it's going to take to fix your helicopter, and you give me my airplane back. We're going to let you go for now, and
as soon as we get to the airport, we'll grab the camera again, and you guys will get to see the first view of the Volmer just like we do.
That's right. We're going to drag you inside the hangar, kicking and screaming. You guys are going to see the Volmer that's going to be coming home.
Also, he's got a lot of other cool stuff in his hangar, he said, so I can't wait to see what he's got in there. He said he's got a helicopter and
a couple gyrocopters,
and I think he's got a Velocity, and he's got so many cool planes that I can't even imagine to see what he's got in that hangar. So I'm really excited to see his stuff. So it'll be a fun little trip.
Yeah.
We'll see you shortly.
Nice.
I'm still in it, but I'm still...
Okay, we are here. Now that right there is a gyrocopter, and we're gonna actually get to see him fly it a little bit today. So how cool is that? He's got so many fun things in this hangar, and we finally get to see our Operation Sealife float plane. Lucy's like, I'm going in the car. I don't know what that sound is, but I don't like it. Too cool. With me in the background. Is that not too cool? How fun is that to go up with and play with? Oh, there he is! How cool! What a fun little sucker that is. Now I know he said he didn't have a lot of gas, so I don't know if he's just making one pass or he's gonna do it again. But what a cool little tool right there. That is a gyrocopter. And like I said, he's lucky enough to have two of those. So he's got the one there, which I guess is more powerful from what he said. And then he's got this little one here. Vic doesn't want to be on camera, so we'll just get him from a distance. All right, let's head back over to the hangar and go back and see what we were looking at before he gets over there so we don't get him on camera. All right, baby, we're coming back. We're coming back. Now, see, up here is a spare fuselage for a Volmer that he had bought after he purchased our Volmer. So this Volmer was put together, but I guess the glue that the gentleman used that had made it isn't quite an aviation recommended glue, so it's not a good idea to use. So we were talking about just taking out part of that tail section and using the wood and then replacing it into the tail section of our Volmer to try to make it stronger and more airworthy. But again, like Jack had told you, we're going to be using this plane on a daily basis, doing all kinds of things, and we want the best possible plane we possibly can have. So that's where our new fuselage came into play. Now, we have these wings. These are actually off a Ronica Chief, or a Ronica Champ. They look like they've gotten a little bit of hanger rash just over the years of sitting. I'm a little sad to see that. There's a little crack in the paint there, as you can see. So this may be something we are going to end up having to recover. And it was kind of something I was hoping we could just kind of put back on the plane. But it is what it is, and we'll do what's best for the plane at the end of the road. Wouldn't you agree, baby?
Yeah, it's definitely not stored like I store them, you know. I pad and everything.
I know. We pad and wrap and never would sit them on the ground. So, but it like I said, it is what it is, so it may be something that we have to go, and he may have been planning on recovering them at the end of the day anyways. Which isn't the worst thing in the world. Doing fabric is a lot of fun. And gosh, I can't seem to get away from rain when I'm doing anything. But again, here is our Volmer. So we're gonna go ahead, and obviously the top needed to be reglassed and redone. He had said in the engine mounts there, he had found a little bit of rust in some spots that had to be replaced. And actually the new fuselage that we got actually has brand new engine mounts as well with it. Now what we're also getting with that new fuselage is all brand new tires and wheel set with all new bungees. This is all something that we would have had to replace at the end of the day, and they've all been powder coated, they've all been done, so it's awesome. Now if you look at the bottom of the place, you can see the whole step up design on it. That hole right there was for the bilge to go ahead and pump out water if it need be. And we'll go ahead and take a peek in here and look inside. I literally haven't seen this plane in about 4 years, and I am so excited. So here's the original dash on it, which we probably will end up using as well, at least using it as a mold maybe, if nothing else. We want to hopefully update it with some new electronics. I don't know if we'll go as far as being able to get the Garmin system or anything like that, but we definitely want to go ahead and get some new electronics in there. And I'd like to do a newer seating section. No matter what, we're going to go ahead and recover them. But our new fuselage is actually a little bit wider. It's got a 4-inch wide design on it that's a little bit better. And I'm actually really excited about that 4 inches. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but in a small plane, it is. And then you come back, we have a brand new fuel tank that's coming in with our new fuselage. So that's perfect. And what's nice is we can go ahead and put a nice flat storage area over this whole back area and over that fuel tank, and that'll be for our luggage, the dogs, everything along that kind of line is what we'll be doing on that. So overall, it's really going to give us a great start having this new fuselage. You know, looking inside of it, I didn't realize how many new parts we really have. The guy already has the sticks in. He's got the rudders in. They've already all been new powder coated. They've already all got everything hooked up, and they're all brand new, which is huge. That means they haven't had any kind of stress. They haven't had any kind of wear. We're basically going to have a brand new plane when we're done, and then by recovering those wings, we will have a brand new plane. That's 100% a fact. So it's a pretty exciting thing. I'm so happy to see it. You don't even know.
Brings back memories, doesn't it?
Oh, so many good memories. We had so much fun in this plane. And yeah, look at, I was looking at the roof on there where it's gotten cracked and stuff now in the plastic.
The original green from this plane, yeah. But
so that's all stuff that we have brand new coming from the other fuselage too, is all the new windows and all that type of thing. And if not, we'll make what we need. But I think that seeing this, what we've done, is going to be the best way to go no matter what.
yeah, I've got some new ideals anyway. Right back here, this structure here,
Yes.
I'm gonna strengthen up. So literally, you can step up here and then step in the center to get to your cow.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
And then up on top too, I'm also gonna do a little stronger area up there.
So you can get in and work on your engine if you need to from the top of the plane.
Yeah.
That's a real smart idea. That
So
actually
way you
is
can
kind of
just
like.
step right up there and go to work. Plus, we're gonna add wing tanks to the wings.
Oh
So
yeah, if we're recovering, definitely wing tanks is an
Yeah.
excellent idea.
once you add the wings, right now you've got about 4.5 hours of flight in this plane. Adding the wing tanks to it, you're 7.5, 8 hours.
So
I mean, that's a long time to be in the air, but let's just say, for instance, we're flying the coastline of Florida all the way north and we're trying to get somewhere, you can get a lot of long, I mean, you're talking about 800-900 miles.
longer than you can stay in there.
Longer than you have to be sitting in the seat.
Trust me, peeing is fun. Trying to stay in the air and pee, so it makes
Makes it very interesting.
lady peeing much more interesting. Let's just say that.
The seats too, just in case. I want to get these recovered in dive skins, dive gear material, because it's one of those situations where you see right here where they had this.
Right.
This should have been stainless wire, being in a float plane, but it wasn't. It's regular aircraft
I'd
wire.
like to do more cushion and everything in it, actually. If you remember how low we had sat, I want to be able to beef all that up as it is. So
And we will be.
we may
Again,
just
we're
use the
gonna go
frame.
through and use these frames, put new padding in them, build them up. These will be about 4 inches thick instead of 2, and we'll do it out of the real comfort memory foam and stuff like that.
And then I like the neoprene dive skin, like a wetsuit type of material is
Yeah,
what we're going to
neoprene.
use in there. Dries fast, can handle the damp of being in and out of the water, because you're in a seaplane, we get to be in and out of the water. I was 100% against having to recover these wings. I was like, oh, they're going to be great, because they were 4 years ago. But hanger rash does some serious things to airplanes and wings and things like that from sitting in there, and I think that at the end of the day, with all the work we're going to do to the fuselage and getting this plane up and going, covering those wings is probably the best idea, and it gives us the ability to put those wing tanks in and give us longer range fuel tanks, which is pretty smart as well. So it looks like, once again, Jack gets his way. Now, as you notice, you don't see the tail feathers on here. And, oh, actually, I do see them right over there in the corner, right there by the wing spars. So when we had bought the plane and we used it, we knew we had to go ahead and do some work to it. So we had found a guy, actually, he's got a neat little airport. His name is Swain Rain. He's in Georgia. He's actually becoming quite famous on his own. But we had gone and he had a Volmer project, and we bought some new wing spars from him. So that's why you see 2 sets of all the wing spars and all the tail feather spars. So we have all of those to do, and we'll definitely pick out the best sets of everything. But you can see in these tail feather where it had literally just rotted from the water sitting in the back of these tail feathers and just rotted away the chromolet. Now, with the new fuselage that we got all new tail feathers that we just have to recover. So this plane that's coming from Oregon, literally, I can't say it enough, it's giving us a brand new plane. We are literally going to have a brand new Volmer when we're done. And I'm pretty... So now I promised you guys we are going to head over there and we are going to go look at the Velocity, because I think those are such cool design planes. And what's amazing is we kind of settled when we started Operation Sealife last time in Sebastian, Florida. And that's actually how we met Vic. So we actually met Vic because he actually flies for Velocity aircraft, and they're built there in Sebastian. And I don't know if you heard Jack mention that that wood came all the way from Czechoslovakia. Well, we had another friend there at that airport, and his worked for a company that built planes in Czechoslovakia. They shipped them over in these big crates, and then they put them together there in Sebastian. So that's where we got all that wood from. And that's kind of how we ended up meeting Vic. And he had said, when he saw our Volmer, he said, I always wanted a Volmer. If you ever get rid of this thing, let me know first. So I want to take you over and show you this Velocity, because this is some crazy tall grass. I'm like knee deep, guys. I probably should have walked on the taxiway. Now, of course, my knees are not that tall, so it's not that hard for me to get knee deep. But look at, there's Colby running. He's pretty deep too. I think Lucy just gave up and went back and said, nope, too deep for me. All right. God, look at how many cool planes there are. This is why I love airports. Like I said, for Jack and I, boat yards, airports, two of our very, very favorite things. So, it's a twin engine Velocity. So, this is it. Tell me that is not too cool. I never saw a twin engine before. I've only seen the one, and they usually have an engine way back in the tail area. And then this is a canard system that I was telling you. So this is a wing design system. So that's got this canard wing in the front, and then they are pusher motors that go. So I didn't even realize that. Oh my God, it's got a camera on it. I'm guessing that's a camera. Too awesome. But in any case, he picked it up. He's actually bringing it back to Sebastian. Well, this guy does something with medical. He's got some kind of medical thing. He's got to do some work on it, and then he's bringing it back to Sebastian. I guess they need to do something on it. But isn't that a beautiful aircraft? So, this is the Velocity that I was telling you about. And like I said, it's an awesome little plane. Planes are just fun. You know, that's, like I said, what bonded Jack and I in the beginning was our love of aviation, our love of the water and sailing. So it was a great combination for us to be able to go ahead and have those things two together. And then putting Operation Sealife into effect made it that much better, because we found that that seaplane gave us so much versatility when we were doing stuff for Operation Sealife. We were able to go ahead and go out and fly over where they were dropping those Atlantic drift nets and find out where the fishermen were dropping them. We were able to send boats out there. We were able to find the boats that were speeding and go ahead and let their companies know that they were speeding. We did send our Operation Sealife tickets. We never got paid, but at least they knew that their companies weren't breaking their laws, that their big ships were doing what they weren't supposed to be doing. And it's not because we don't love fishermen. We don't want to see that. We do. We just want people to do it the right way. We don't want people to drop those mile-long nets. We don't want to see a whole bunch of things get caught in them that doesn't have to happen. They don't have to die. And that's what we saw. So that's why we tried to stop it. And that's how our plane started. Now here in Mississippi, we're going to use this plane to go ahead. Ooh. Okay, guys. In a lot of water. A little bit of wet feet thing going on. But it is what it is. In any case, here in Mississippi, what we want to use the seaplane for is we want to go start flying over some of these old oil wells, because a lot of them have been capped and now they're leaking. So they were capped so long ago, they haven't gotten fixed. Nobody wants to take responsibility for it, and we want to start making people aware of it so we can start making people be responsible for it. We can stop these oil wells leaking into our oceans. We also want to be able to go and start help seeding some of our barrier islands. Mississippi has beautiful coastlines. It's got tons and tons of areas, but because of all the erosion, all the wind and the storms and the hurricanes, they're literally eroding away. So they have gotten funding and all kinds of things to start seeding these islands and start making things grow on them again to keep the barrier here along the Gulf of Mississippi. So we want to get involved and see if we can use our airplanes to drop these seedling packs over these islands. So I'm a little off course, but now that I seem to be heading in the right direction again, I'm gonna head back. We're gonna go back to Jack. I hope you liked this episode. I know it was a little different from everything else we've been doing, but we got to see our Volmer, which was huge. Super excited about that. We got to see some very cool airplanes today. So if you liked it, please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Really important. Helps us out more than you can even believe. I looked today and I think I had 6. So we're going for 7. But hit like, subscribe, check out our Patreon page. And if all else, please share this stuff to your friends on Facebook. Let them know what we're doing. Let them know what's going on. Let's get as many people involved as we can, because together we can all make a difference. All right? I will see you in the next one and talk to you soon. real quick. Look what that trip in the water did to my shoes.
Pop in.
That's what I would do. And I can buy